All right, Leo. Hello, Leo. Oh gosh, 6 seconds already. Sorry, I'm working on angle and lighting and microphone and such. Okay. Hello, Leo. Welcome to your post Lionsgate energy reading. So I'm going to do things a little differently this month. That's been working out so far. For the other signs, I'm going to start with this beautiful Magdalene Oracle deck, and we're going to pull an overall energy card, and then I'll switch to this as I throw. This deck is really misbehaving today. I'm going to switch to this Fairy Forest deck to begin the grid. We'll do the 9-card grid with a card in the center that, everything kind of emanates from. And then we'll get I've got a beautiful deck made by a friend of mine, and we'll get a final message from your guides or the cosmos, whatever comes through. So Leo, it's crazy right now because whereas in the past we've been able to tune into, okay, what is the energy going to look like this month? And yeah, there's shifts and such, but it's been a lot easier in the past than the last few months. And this upcoming calendar month of September is even crazier because what I'm seeing is the energy is shifting on the 12th in a few days. It's the 10th of August. So as I'm doing this, the Lionsgate portal is closing. It is not completely closed yet. It'll be closed in 2 days. So that closing brings about a shift, right? A new energy. And that energy is that portal is going to kind of spit us out into this. And this is a collective kind of reading right now. It's going to spit us out into kind of this motivated action with confidence and courage kind of time frame for a few weeks. Okay. Up for a lot of people through or up to the 15th of September. And so now as I'm looking at months, I'm realizing that, I cannot do so even though I call this the August readings, it's really going to be, which is why I didn't, rush to get these out, because I remember the July readings I said for everybody went through the Lionsgate. And so now we're kind of in the middle of August through the middle of September. So, but it could be different for you. You may already be in these energies. You may already be halfway through this. Okay. So everybody's, we're kind of doing one of these where you'll get ahead of somebody and then they'll pull ahead of you. And then you'll we're going the same direction. We're on the same journey, but we're all going at our own pace. Okay. And so everybody's going to be in a different spot. So I just wanted to kind of explain that. It's going to be, even though I say August, this is going to carry you up possibly to the middle of September. Okay. Because that's what's coming through. That's what I can see. And so I like when I can see that far ahead. And so I'm just going to share it. Oh, goodness. Okay. So we're going to start with an overall energy card, please, Spirit, for Leo in their highest good always. Just give us an overall energy. What's going on with Leo during this post-Lionsgate through September, mid-September? Let's see. Whew. Lots of transformation going on for you, Leo, okay? I love that it kind of even looks like abstractly, it looks like a lion's mane, okay? So this is a beautiful, beautiful overall energy, and we will refer to that throughout the reading, okay? I just wanted to pull that and get that done, and I'm going to switch to, let me take a drink, please. My throat likes to go. Oh, goodness. And so now we're going to start our grid. Sorry, my glasses. It's late. This is the only time I can do these this week, which is fine. I'm kind of a night owl anyway. And I enjoy this time with you. So, all right, let's get our grid going. Early, mid, late is what we're looking at. So it's going to be from about the 12th, 13th through possibly for many of you, the 15th of September. What I'm seeing collectively is right around the 15th. Okay, I just saw the 14th specifically, but right around the 15th, somewhere around the middle of September. Collectively, we're going to take another I'm trying to say big and huge at the same time, and it's coming out hig and huge. We're going to take a really huge shift. We're going to take a really pig. I can't do it. We're going to take a gigantic, ginormous, sharp left turn. What I saw when I tuned into the collective was a race car on the racetrack. And he was right at the short end, right where it's two sharp turns in a row. And it was very sharp and he almost tipped, but he made it. And then he was on the long stretch. And so that's what's coming in the middle of September. Don't be afraid. It's not going to be scary. It's going to be exciting. Okay, that's what I'm getting. It's going to be like, not even a relief. Like I would say relief, but it's going to be more like, fuck yeah. Like it's about time. Okay. So, okay, let's begin the grid. Early, mid, late. Let's start this story. Let's get the story going. Oh, interesting. So many of the same cards. So number 4, which is great, which is laying new foundations, right? A lot of the old foundations are gone. We've all felt a little lost, like we're free falling. Now you are now probably already building new foundations. So it's shapeshifter, transformation. This is transformation, primal wisdom, and instinct. I love that. So, it's interesting because for Pisces, I was getting, yes, okay, you've mastered instinct. You've mastered kind of this raw, fierce feminine energy, and they're being called to tune into their gentleness, their softness. Well, Leo, I feel like you're kind of doing the opposite. So you maybe have felt like you are where you have kind of disconnected from your instincts. You've disconnected from your rawness. Okay. You've disconnected from your fierceness. Okay. And as a lion, that doesn't feel good, right? So sorry, I just have to take, I'm all of a sudden really thirsty, Leo. What's going on? And so I want to get more clarity on this though. But notice that she's kind of an owl lady, which is amazing. I will say, for whatever reason, everything is, comes into my brain for a reason, right? Is I have been watching The Owl House with my 10-year-old lately. And while, so many TV shows, movies, reality shows, so much out there is crap. So much out there is agenda, right? Is propaganda. And this is no different. There's some stuff in there that I don't care for, but, I watch with him and I talk to him about these things, and being aware is huge. But what is coming is, The Owl House is about a young girl learning how to wield her magic. And so I think that's coming through for a reason, this owl lady. And so she is been taken under the wing, literally, of a woman named Ida, who they call the Owl Lady, because she has a curse on her that causes her to turn into a giant owl, kind of a fierce owl with no, with no memory of her human self. So that probably doesn't, but it does speak to like the primal instincts, right? Like it sounds very raw and real and vulnerable. And, not that you have any curses, Leo, I don't want you to think that, but I'm thinking, this show is coming to mind. The reason I said Owl Lady, and then all of a sudden that show just flooded in, because it's about this young girl, 14, 15, I'm not sure exactly. That's what she seems to be to me. Finding her path. And so I feel like, and finding her, stopping, what's coming to my mind is stopping playing it safe and just jumping in head first on this new path and just embracing it all, absorbing it all. She's absorbing everything she possibly can, because she feels like this is she's kind of nervous that she's not going to get to stay, because she's in this kind of reality where she's not from there. But I think what the message coming through is, we do kind of feel like a fish out of water, Lightwalkers, because we feel so weird here, right? But we really do belong here. We really do. We really are part of this world, okay? We're just not part of the reality matrix that is dying. And now that that is being swept away, we're going to start to feel more at home here. And we're going to be able to connect to our raw primal self that comes from connecting to Gaia in a very clear way without all this crap in the way, right? It comes from connecting to our own intuition in a very clear way, in a very raw way, like really tuning into who we are, who we want to be, what we want to bring to this world without apology, right? Not in a soft way. All right, Leo, you are going to be bringing stuff in with fierceness, okay? Not ferocity, right? Not, a violent kind of energy, but just a really motivated and active perseverance with confidence and courage. Okay. So let me keep going because we'll get more clarity on that. 35, which goes to 8, which always comes to me as, so if you flip that on its side, it's infinity, right? That can be a divine counterpart, okay, coming through where you both complete the infinity. Coming together, you complete the infinity symbol. It can be just soul family. It doesn't have to be like a romantic partner. It can be a business partner. It can be a bestie. It can be a relative. Okay, but what it's 8 always comes as just for me. It always comes as just kind of completion, like union completion. Even though I know like 9 is 9 and 10 are like 9 is coming to the end of a cycle, 10 is completing the cycle, and then 1 is the reset, right? But 8 always comes to me as just something in your life is coming to fruition. Okay, let's say that it's, well, what's coming is that something is manifesting. And so it's the life bringer, establishment, growth, fulfillment. So you're going to find what's coming after this Lionsgate spits us out is a lot of action. Okay. And so you have been cultivating things that you've been creating, Leo, and you're going to be given the clarity to act on these, whether it is actually bringing them into reality right now or just starting the process. Okay. Meeting people that are going to help you do that, meeting people that have the gifts that you lack. We're not all good at everything, right? There's a reason for that. We are coming together now on teams, soul family, collaborations where we're going to start bringing beautiful things into the world. But right now, a lot of it is virtual. Okay. So don't worry if it's not like a brick and mortar thing. Don't worry if it's not like, yes, that's, I think we're all kind of dreaming of that kind of thing, like a retreat. We all want our retreats, our spiritual retreats. We all want our healing centers, right? I think and we're all going to get them. Okay. But we're not going to each have our own individual. What we're working on is coming together in teams and building these community healing centers. Okay. And there's a lot of us and there are a lot of communities, but we're going to do it together. Okay. Nobody's going to be creating an entire spiritual center by themselves. Right. So I do feel like, Leo, that because the reason I was saying that is what was coming through. Leo, I just got hit with a wave. This is really big stuff for you guys because it's everything you want, right? It's everything you've wanted. It's everything you wished for, hoped for, longed for, prayed for. It's it's the thing that you just cannot seem to be patient for, right? It's because you want it now. You want it yesterday, as we say, right? And so the thing is you can charge ahead, but until you have that team together, so collaboration is huge coming through for you. Until you have that team together, there's only so much you can do by yourself. And that's okay. If you feel that, and I do feel like you're going to be spat out of the Lion's Gate with this motivation and energy and clarity on what you can start doing yourself. But then the other people are going to start coming in. Yeah, I do feel like you're really going to be tuning into all this wealth of knowledge, right? That you're carrying around. It's sprouting out of your head because it's your ideas, it's your creation. But you're going to start meeting people, and you're going to be like, and you'll talk to them, and you'll be like, oh my God, you've been dreaming of the exact same thing. Like, it's not, and that's okay. That's a great thing. Like, used to be if we were in ego, right? We're not there anymore, Leo, right? If we were in ego, we'd be like, oh, well, you can't have the same thing I have, right? We're past that, right? Sorry, I keep shaking the table because I got my elbow on the table. We are way past that shit, right, Leo? Tell me we're past that. Just nod your head. Okay. Thank you. Because I need to know we're past that, because now is the time to find the people who have been having the same visions as you, have the same dreams and passions as you, and so that you can start building these things. But again, it's going to start likely now because of the way the world is and this amazing technology at our fingertips. It's going to start in the virtual world. Okay. So just be aware of that and allow that, like you are bringing the life bringer, you are bringing your idea to life. It's just going to be on a screen first, okay? And then it's going to be able to be manifested in reality, okay? So that's your so that's going to be like the last week and a half of August, okay? And then coming into September and up to the first 2 weeks of September, possibly up to the 15th, you got 31, which is another 4. You got 2 foundational numbers, okay? You're rebuilding your foundations in a new energy. Using tools and using materials that are serving you now versus old shit, okay, which is great. The Fairy Norn, planning, patience, cooperation. And so more, collaboration is coming through big for you guys, okay? So cooperation, planning, patience. Everything I was just saying. Like, do what you can on your own until you start to meet these beautiful people that you'll be working with, and you're going to know, okay? Excuse me, goodness. If you have people in your life right now, and you may already have some of these people, right? You may know, and when you think about them and you just are like, yes, it's got to be them. If you have people in your life that really want to do things with you, but you really can't, you're really not feeling that, then those aren't the people that are coming through to help build your dream, okay? They may be part of your life. Like we have a lot of people who are part of our lives, very important parts of our lives. Really strong parts of our lives that aren't going to be necessarily part of our mission here, okay? But it is going to take patience, okay? And waiting for those people to come through for the collaboration and the cooperation. It is going to take planning, which is going to happen virtually because so many of us, let me tell you, I don't know if everybody can relate to this, but I feel like right now, as we come together with our soul family, the people we're going to be collaborating with, at least for the near future, okay? I'm talking the next 5 years, we're going to start coming together with the teams and we're going to be creating the plans, okay? But you're going to be scattered all over the planet. I guarantee it. This is not going to be all in your hometown, okay? You're going to be all over the world. So you're going to rely on the internet for planning purposes, okay? So just go with that, just ride the waves of that. But I love how they portray the patience here. It's like she's embroidering this unicorn. She's almost done, but notice the unicorn's eyes. I don't know if you can see it. The unicorn's eyes are closed. So again, you cannot bring this plan to fruition all by your little lonesome, okay? So don't try and don't think that you have to. Don't get overwhelmed by the idea of that. If you have a beautiful idea, but you don't have, let's say you don't have the wherewithal to physically design it, you're going to meet somebody who does that. Let's say you don't have the wherewithal to find people to help you build it. You're going to meet somebody. These are bad examples, but you know what I mean? Whatever you're good at, you're going to meet other people who are good at the other things. It's going to be all the pieces of the puzzle that you need to bring this idea into the real world, okay? But again, it's going to take not a lot necessarily. I'm not saying like years and years and years. For the next 5 years, we're going to be planning out these communities, okay? These spiritual healing communities. My dream, and I don't know, I'd love to hear if anybody resonates with this, but my dream is this: when you look at it from the bird's eye view, it looks like a flower, okay? So there's this giant dome kind of center building in the middle. And then there are 5 round, dome-shaped buildings around it as the petals, okay? And then there are strings of the little domed homes stretching out from each one, okay? That's what it looks like from the sky if you're looking at it as a bird. And so each dome, like there's a school, there's a healing center, there's a kitchen, there's a, kitchen and garden, I think will be one. I did draw this out at one point, but, I do see 5. It could be more, but that's kind of the basic architectural plan of what I see myself helping to build. I'm not going to do it all by myself. But anyway, if anybody else kind of shares that design, let me know, because I'd love to know that, because I do kind of feel like I don't have, I definitely feel like I've not met a lot of, like, there might be 2 people in my life that are going to be part of that. I'm just not sure right now, but we'll see. But I also love that, like, just look how she's just really taking her time. But the unicorn's almost done. You guys, the wave's coming through. This is really big energy coming through for you, okay? And, it's obviously, you're literally going through a resurrection. You're going to feel like, okay, yeah, I had to get a gauge on that. So this Lionsgate might have made you feel like, or you're coming into this energy of you feeling like you're dying, because something big is dying out of is leaving your life, okay? You're going to feel like there's a death, and you're going to grieve for this death. This, what has died, is the you that existed in the old reality matrix, the prison matrix that we were kind of trapped in, we were trapped in, but we perpetuated. We allowed it, we perpetuated it. We're done with that shit. We're aware now, we're awake, we don't want anything to do with it anymore. So you have let go of it. But that doesn't mean, even though it was bad for us, even though it kept us from joy and abundance and vibrant health, we're still going to grieve when it goes, okay? Because it's all we have known for not just this life, but generations. Okay, possibly thousands of years. I actually believe that it's been in place for thousands of years. They have been controlling us since we were not evolved humans like we are now, because we're all mutts. We're all cosmic mutts. I don't know if you've ever heard this before, but this whole race thing, the beings that, are the benevolent beings that are literally in their spaceships in orbit right now, waiting to be able to jump in and help us on the grander scale, which they are going to be able to do really soon. They just shake their head. I mean, they're not in judgment, because they're more evolved, but they kind of look at us. I don't want to say look down at us, just from up there. I didn't mean in a condescending way, but they look down on us and they think, wow, I don't even remember being there, because they're looking at us and going, they're so focused on this color of people's skin and race and where you were born and what country you're from. Like, they just don't get it, that every single one of them is part Arcturian, part Pleiadian, part Lemurian, Atlantean. I mean, we're all cosmic, you guys. And what I have always found interesting is there are no actually pure white people, and there are no actually pure black people. I would be called a white person. I'm actually a very dark-skinned white person. I have met black people that I have darker skin than. And so it's so useless to focus on that at all. It doesn't make any sense. If you found 1,000 people and lined them up by that kind of ran the gamut, and you line them all up based on color from lightest to darkest, you're going to have a ton of Caucasian people, because of where they were born and what their heritage is, darker than African Americans or whatever. It's just such a useless thing, right? And so they look down on us and go, it's those silly. They'll get there. I mean, when I tune into that, they're always like, "Ooh, don't put judgment on us, because we don't judge you." They're just looking at us and not necessarily, well, they might remember. I don't necessarily think they do, but just realizing where we're at is kind of makes them, they smile in a way where, like a parent looking at a toddler kind of figuring out for themselves how to do something, or how to navigate something, that we already know how to do easily, right? Like a parent watching a child learning how to ride a bike. They're observing, they're letting us fall. They're letting us fall and skin our knees, because they know we're going to figure it out, because it's not that hard. It's not that hard to ride a bike. It's not that hard to see each other as just human beings and cosmic mutts versus, oh, you're black, you're white, you're Asian, you're native. It just is so useless, these labels. So anyway, let's keep going. Let's clarify this shapeshifter here on this first row for Leo in their highest good. Girl. Ooh, yeah, 34. You got a 7. Strong guides, powerful guides coming through for you. They're closer than ever. They're waiting for you to ask for help. They're here for you on call. They're with you 24/7. They're not going anywhere. But this comes through as the green man, initiative, fertilization, action. Definitely. I'm getting so much action. Like you are, and this is coming in right after this primal instinct, right? You're going to tune into this instinctual part of you, this fierce part of you that is really going to motivate you. It's going to light a fire under your ass to really move and act on all these things. I feel like the last few months, maybe even since the beginning of the year, you've been really cultivating creation, creating ideas, creating and building on your gifts and your abilities and doing a lot of internal stuff. Now it's time to unleash some of that energy out into the world. Okay. It's going to be beautiful. I'm excited for you. So let's keep going because that'll get more clarification too as we go. I love to look at these, how similar they are. It's almost like, guess what? The divine masculine, the divine feminine. If you just look at the pictures, right? Definitely divine counterparts going on here, but also divine union within. Very important. We cannot have true divine union with another person until we have found it here. Okay. Until we have truly found the balance here. And, we're going to be flip-flopping for a while as we find that balance, because wherever you've been living, we have a tendency when we become aware of this whole balancing thing, right? And we realize, okay, I've been living too much in my feminine. I'm going to cultivate the masculine. We tend to go the other way a little too much at first while we're finding that middle. Okay. So don't beat yourself up about that. It's normal. It's part of the process. I have done it. I lived very much in masculine energy to the point that I started looking like a man. And when I started to really tune into my feminine and bringing that forth, I went way over to the other side for a while. Okay. And now I feel a little more balanced. I still feel very feminine because I came here to embody the divine feminine primarily. And my throat always goes crazy when I'm speaking a deep truth. And so that I am embracing. Okay. But it doesn't mean that I don't embody masculine, which is the energy to actually take the things that we want to create and freaking create them in the real world. Okay. That takes masculine energy. So let me clarify some more. Let me expand on this life bringer, please. So yeah, you definitely got the god and goddess. Goodness. The earth and, the Gaia version of the god and goddess. Like, yes, Gaia is you guys, Gaia is a very divine feminine soul of our planet. She is the mother. But then the next level of that is the very balanced energy of the planet, right? Like, yes, Gaia is our mother, but we have both masculine and feminine on Earth. It has been a long day. All right. So let's expand on this life bringer, on this green goddess, please. For Leo in their highest good. Very nice. Number 3, sorceress, rituals, power, will. You are really going to start to become more comfortable in your own skin. And that's going to help you cultivate your gifts. Okay. They're really going to start coming through in a powerful way. Look how confident she looks. Does she look nervous about her gifts? Pretty sure she can blink an eye and, shoot energy out of her heart chakra. Pretty sure she could do whatever she wanted, manifest whatever she wants. Okay. She's pretty darn confident, and she's just glowing too from within. And she's got the light, the external light on her, but she's just really one with everything around her and everything within her. I mean, she just looks so centered and content. And this is what is coming, after this energy, right? Where you're going to be bringing in, because as we meet, it's the soul family, the collaboration, the teams coming together who are going to create together. When you meet somebody who's aligned with you, that is going to, it's like a mirror. It's not always 100% fabulous, right? Like it's kind of a, if you think of it, kind of a twin flame thing, although everybody can be a mirror, right? I don't believe that everything, like people used to say, oh, everything is a mirror. Everything that triggers you is a mirror. I don't necessarily believe that that's the best way to describe everything that happens to us is the mirror. But whatever makes you aware of something that needs to be healed, right? Whatever works. I don't care what we call it. But what I want to say about it is that even meeting people who are really, really super aligned with us will push things out of our energy, will force us to grow even more, will push things out of our energy that we don't need anymore, that is in the way of us truly aligning with these other people to create what we came here to create together. So you're going to experience that, I do feel like, but you want to get here, right? This is, and note too that this is the anchor, the center card of your grid. Okay, so everything emanates from this. This is you, sorceress. Okay, women and men, it doesn't matter. You are cultivating your divine feminine gifts and abilities, okay? And that's beautiful. Beautiful. I'm going to keep going. All right, let's clarify this fairy at the top here for the early days of September. The patience, the planning, patience, and cooperation. Again, that comes through very strongly to me as, be okay with everything being online for a while. Just because you're going to be spread across the world from your team. Why we did that, I don't know, you guys. Are we going to come together in the physical? I feel like it's going to be like kind of onesie, twosie groups here and there. We won't, because of this amazing tool we have, and we're going to be able to speak to each other, communicate with each other, in the astral, telepathically, we're all developing this. We're going to be able to talk to each other, especially our soul team. It's like, well, this is coming through, so I'm going to mention it, Leo. If you have not seen the TV show, it's on Netflix called Sense8. I urge you to watch it. And the fact that it's an 8 too, and I don't know why Leo always makes me think of 8. Well, 8, the Lion's Gate, probably. Which just is. We're in the midst of that now, so that's probably why. Sense8 is about a phenomenon. They go with the 8, number 8, whereas we go with 12. But you're not all 12 of you are necessarily incarnated. So you may have only 8. You may have less than that, but you may have more than that. It doesn't matter. But you have exactly enough to build this mission that you came here to build. But they go with an 8, and they call them. I can't remember what they call them now. But they're groups, they're soul groups that come together, and they focus on one soul group that's coming together that they were born at the same day, same minute. That's not going to be true for soul groups. That's obviously not, that's a little too specific. Like that's, our soul groups are going to be people of all ages, and, it won't be like, octuplets born across the world at the same time. But anyway, that show is interesting because it shows how they are instantly connected and can communicate. That's the disclosure I wanted to bring you. I wanted to make you aware of, because that is going to be happening. If it isn't already, you're going to be able to speak to people in your soul family. And these are literally like monad soulmates, like literally womb mates, because they came from the same monad, and the monad splits into 12. So you literally are like, whatever 12 babies born at the same time would be called. Hopefully nobody actually ever does that. But yeah, so, and you're going to be able to communicate with the other 11, whoever's incarnated, even if they're not incarnated, I think you should be able to communicate with them. But you'll be able to communicate with the other 11 as if they're in the room with you. Okay, even without technology, that is coming. So you'll be able to do a lot of planning that way. Of course, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen even this year, I don't think, for anybody. Maybe a few people who already have that ability, right? Who can do it with. There are people who can do that with anyone. And so their soul family, it's just like a piece of cake. So we'll get there, though. We'll all get there. So I want to clarify this patience card as I'm talking and shuffling. Here we go. Oh, look look at this. 43, 7. It breaks down to 7. And so you had an 8. You have a 7. Okay, you got 34 and 43. You have 2 7s. Very strong guides coming through. And this guy, seriously, look at this beautiful unicorn, golden fiery unicorn. Very appropriate for your sign, right? The golden unicorn, protector, guardian, guardian champion. There goes my throat again. Big, big stuff coming through for you guys. And so coming right after this patience, right, where you're already going to be coming together with your group. Yeah, this comes in as, okay. So as you're coming together, you're going to feel like, you know, when we start to align with people, when we start to really align with ourselves and get our shit together and start to really live by example and just we're just like glowing, right? Like other people, and people will love you for it and be drawn to you, or resent you for it and be repelled by you. And so what I feel like this is coming through is saying is, you know, you and possibly other people in your group are going to be, you know, the haters. Sorry, I've got it. I don't know. I'm very like kind of fidgety, and that is your energy, Leo. So I always embody the energy of the sign that I'm doing. I'm fidgety. I'm warm. I'm kind of a little bit scattered. So just let me get centered for a minute. Because I want to say this as succinctly as possible, because I can see it in my head, but it's hard to put it into people words sometimes. So, and it came through and I'm like, okay, I get it. How do I describe that? Excuse me. Because as your group will come together, a lot of you are still going to be dealing with, we call them haters, right? Energy vampires, but really people who are dead weight. That's what I'm getting, is people hanging on to all of you for dear life because they don't want to do their own work, right? So you're going to, as you come together, you're going to be stronger together, right? You're going to talk, you're going to learn, you know, about each other's lives, and you're going to give each other, you know, advice, and you're going to help each other. But I do feel like, because I'm not getting, it's interesting, because I'm not getting an external like protector or guardian or guide or anything coming through. What I'm getting is, as you come together, you will exponentially grow and evolve and be able to drop these dead weights a lot easier. So you have, what's coming to me is you have things that you're carrying. You're carrying baggage, you're pulling bags, you got a big heavy backpack on, you got a front pack on, you just got so much baggage, right? I'm not saying that you actually do, Leo, but I'm saying whatever baggage you have that you cannot put down, coming together in alignment with your soul group, the people that, and this could be romantic too. One of these people could be a romantic partner coming in, a lifelong romantic partner coming in, which is beautiful too, because there's a lot of energy coming through in all the readings. It's not coming through yet for you, but I wouldn't be surprised. In all the other readings, lots of divine counterpart energy. Anyway, but I mean, you got this actually, so it's already coming through, right? Already coming through. Because you got the king and queen of nature. And so, yeah, you're just going to be stronger together. And so as you come together, you're going to align, you're going to, it's like the puzzle pieces clicking right into place. The puzzle becomes clearer, right? The puzzle becomes, and it's a weird way to say it, but the puzzle becomes stronger, right? Structurally stronger. And you're going to be able to help each other drop this dead weight. Okay. That's what I'm getting. I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to take that Magdalene deck back out, and we're going to get that third row. We're going to get our third row with this Magdalene deck. All right, so let's get, I'm going to do it all at once. I'm just going to pull all three of them. So let's get our last row, please, for Leo in their highest good, always. Let's complete this grid. And don't forget Sorceress 3, the power of 3. It's number 3, too, that card at the anchor, at the anchor point of your grid, the center of your grid that everything is emanating out of, is number 3, the power. You are really coming into your own power, okay? And that is through coming together with your womb mates. Okay, I do believe that The monad mates are the ones we have the contracts with to create in the physical. Again, it's not necessarily a romantic relationship. I do believe, if you're curious at all, the whole twin flame thing, I do believe obviously your monad mates, because who else is going to care enough about you to volunteer to come in and basically completely derail your entire life? Who else would do that? I mean, I'm being serious, right? It can seem like a joke, but I'm being serious. Like, when you're signing up for jobs, you're gonna be like, well, I want to like be that stranger's twin flame over there. You're not going to do that. You're going to be like, well, I love you a lot because we were in the same monad, we're in the same womb, the soul womb together. Let's do the twin flame thing this time, or whatever. Let's really push each other. Okay. It's got to be somebody who truly is very closely connected to you. Okay. So let's get this third row going. Third row in Leo's highest good. Ooh, okay. A lot of repeat cards in the readings this month. Like this one is coming through a lot. Beautiful. This is your third card, bottom row. So bottom right position coming in. There are no numbers on this deck, but that's fine. You got 4 and 7, and then love. Like, so interestingly, 7. When I was growing up, I don't know why, we often thought of 7 as a heavenly number. I'm not even sure why. I think because it comes after 6, and 6, in the Catholic, in most dogmatic religions, we're taught that 666 is bad, 6 is the devil's number, whatever. And so 7 was the next number maybe we thought of. Because I remember a joke between my best friend and I, even through high school, that 777 was a direct line to God. So that has stuck with me. And so interestingly, this 7 coming through on the green man, direct line to God, is a beautiful lead into this love. And I'm getting, because it's coming in after him as well, it's Christ consciousness, it's divine masculine Christ consciousness that you are going to be learning how to bring forth from your heart space and join with the divine feminine, which lives there already, and bring through the unconditional love and compassion in a balanced way. Okay. In a balanced way. Like this, intentional action, confident action through the heart space. That is a balanced masculine and feminine energy. Okay. I mean, I don't even know what else I need to say about this. Like love, you're going to really be feeling this. You're going to be feeling this could be an emotional growth for you. Okay. An emotional, the way I said that, it made me think of a tumor. That is not what I meant. This could be an emotional healing for you. Okay. Coming through because you have been doing so much stuff, right? Like healing. You've been healing and now you're acting on these things, you've got clarity. Seriously, dudes, what's going on with you, Leo? I'm just like getting waves of energy that are making me lightheaded. Just big stuff. I feel like there's so much more going on that they're not allowing me to see. And every time I try to peek in that window, they're like, nope. Okay. Because Leo, there's a lot going on. You got this. I'm going to go to the second row. So right next to this sorceress, coming in after this sorceress in our story, is intimacy. This is a beautiful card. Not anatomically correct. It's very odd looking. She looks like a gold statue. Like, where are her nipples? What the hell? But it is beautiful. And she is very golden. And that comes through as just beautiful source energy. Like this is not just human, right? Like this is definitely cosmic energy. This is definitely intimacy, not just human to human, right? Like this is the highest level of intimacy coming through. And there's the sun, beating down on her and just lighting her up. Like I said, she looks like a golden statue. It's very interesting. I feel like you're really I feel like this is very much, even though I know everybody wants to hear about love, right? But maybe not everybody. I don't need a love reading, because it never resonates. It never pertains to me. but I feel like it came through as a golden statue for a reason. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go down that rabbit hole because what's coming through is this is intimacy with the self. This is intimacy within. And I'm not talking about, touching yourself, although that is definitely part of it, right? Like we have these physical bodies and we have so much shame around doing things that make them feel good. Why do we have so much shame around that? Like, oh my God, touch yourself. Okay, you have my permission. This is whatever you need. I'm here for you. But it's so much more than that. It's deep, deep self-love. It's it's self-care like you have never seen before. And it is just loving yourself, every single inch of you and every molecule of you and every corner of your energetic fields, of your energy bodies. It's loving yourself and seeing yourself as this golden child that you are. It's funny, we just watched Golden Child the other night because we owned the DVD and we were like, whoo, our internet's been crappy. And so we were watching DVDs and we're like, oh my God, let's watch Golden Child. And so we introduced a couple of our kids to Golden Child and they were like underwhelmed because, we forget that movies in the 80s and 90s were so much slower paced than they are now that our kids get bored. They're used to this fast paced action, right? And we remember all the movies as so action packed, right? Like I introduced them to Space Camp and they were so bored. And I'm like, seriously, I remembered this movie moving a lot quicker than it's moving. But anyway, just seeing yourself as this golden child, this balanced divine feminine. And, this is very feminine, obviously. So let's go with that. Tune into that golden divine feminine. Like this is what you're bringing through right now. And with the action, like we can't fully jump into one or the other. We have to embody both. And so you're really learning how to balance the two. You're learning how to be this beautiful divine feminine while at the same time bringing in your energy of confidence, strength, courage, and action, right? Okay. So it's going to be a balancing act, but this is deep, deep intimacy with the self. You are really getting to know yourself this month. Okay. And remember, your overall energy is literally an energetic death that allows for a spiritual rebirth. Okay. So you are transforming into a new person. So then you've got this beautiful fairy that talks about patience, right? And then you've got this kind of helping each other, this being each other's protector, guardian, champion, right? With your soul family. That's the easy, quick way to say it. And then your last card, your final card of your story, miracles. Hello, we'll take it. We'll take that. You're going to start seeing miracles happen. At the same time, you're also going to start seeing everything that happens as a miracle. Does that make sense? Like it's both, right? Like, yeah, we can sit around and wait for these grand gestures, these miracles. Like the first rainbow was a fucking miracle, right? They'd never seen one before. But then, you kind of get used to seeing the rainbow and then you want something bigger. And it's like the universe is trying to tell us that, oh my God, your existence on this planet is a miracle. Can you not see that? And so I do want to see knowledge. Definitely ancient knowledge is coming through. The sun. We're going to start realizing that our sun is giving us, we forget about it sometimes, right? We forget about it. We curse it when it's too hot. We curse it when it's hiding behind clouds. We curse it when it sets. We curse it when it rises. I don't know. We just tend to curse it all the time when really it's the only reason we're still here. It is giving us so much more than we recognize it for. Like we just forget everything that it does for us. And then you got the Ankh, which, a lot of people believe is a portal. It's a healing device or a key for a portal. Like you hold it and you can transport yourself, or it's a healing. What is it coming through as? Yeah, it's definitely coming through more as a portal, but it's more like the connection with, like, I feel like with the beautiful green god and goddess, you are really going to be cultivating, and this one too, your anchor card, your sorceress, where she's becoming one with she's becoming one with nature. Yes, that's an obvious message, but it's more of becoming one within her own energy, becoming one, becoming really confident and content in whatever situation she's in, because she's in her own energy in every moment. It's a very sovereign looking card. Like she just knows who she is and what she's here to do. And she knows what's up every minute of the day. And so that's your anchor card. And so it's definitely the Ankh is showing kind of a connection. That's what I want to say. It's like teleporting your energy down to the center of Gaia is the visual they're showing me. And so it's like a deep, deep connection with Gaia and nature and trees and just the whole miracle of life. Like, this is the tree of life. It's the miracle of life. Okay. And you literally got the life bringer. I mean, you've got a lot of appreciation for life coming through, appreciation for your existence here, appreciation for the fact that you signed this contract to be here. Okay. You agreed to be here because you knew how badass you were and you have not forgotten that. You've just covered it up. So it's time to uncover it and and remember that you are a badass, right? Leo, you're the fucking lion. You're the king of the jungle. You're the king of the animal kingdom. Your kingdom is all of nature, which totally really makes sense with these two coming through, right? Like these two together, though, are you, okay? Not just the masculine, right? The lion is great, but there's also his lioness. He would be nothing without his lioness. He would, and this is internally. I'm not saying, right? I'm not speaking externally, right? Don't misunderstand. But this is an internal, just like this is an internal intimacy going on. This is an internal balancing. That is, then if you have a contract to have a divine counterpart, when you find that, and this is coming back to the miracles too, when you find that miracle within, then that miracle without will come to you. And there is nothing, if you are meant to be with somebody in this life, when you are vibrating at the same level, there is nothing that can keep you apart. And I just got another wave of energy. So that's a good sign. So that's your grid. Again, this is the center. This is you, the powerful sorceress or sorcerer, whatever you want to resonate as. But this is your divine feminine, just really becoming well within your energy, right? Just really being comfy and content where you're at any given moment, but also really stepping into owning your divine feminine energy, women and men, okay? And bringing it through the heart space, like connecting to it through where the divine feminine lives in the heart, okay? And bringing that masculine there as well, because that's what we came here to do, is remind men that we have to live from the heart where the unconditional love and compassion are, okay? There's probably like thudding going on in the microphone every time I do this. Okay, so I'm going to pull a final message from the Magdalene deck, and then we're going to pull a message from the cosmos from my Soul Sisters deck, and we'll be done. I really was trying to make these shorter, you guys, but I just cannot stop babbling. I don't know what it is. So let's get a final message for Leo, please, in their highest good. Final message. Let's do it. Liberation. Fuck yeah. You are being liberated. Okay. You already know that old matrix is gone, and you have felt, I don't know, the word submissive came into my head, for a Leo, and this may be your sun, moon, rising, or Venus. But if you have Leo that's strong in your chart, that's a very fiery, active, masculine energy. And you have been denying it. You've been denying yourself that power. Time to stop doing that, okay? Time to liberate yourself. So that's a great, and so you got literally this resurrection, rebirth, which again looks abstractly like a lion's mane, which I think is really cool. And then liberation at the end of this. It's like this beautiful sandwich that is going to happen for you over the next 4 to 6 weeks, okay? It's a beautiful, beautiful story. And so now let's get going, because we're coming up to an hour, and I'm not thrilled about that, but whatever. Hopefully there's a nugget of wisdom in here for you. And so this is my friend's deck. It's called the Illuminate Deck. It's very beautiful. It's very simple. It's on recycled cardboard is what it feels like. It's really beautiful. And that just has simple, easy messages on it. That's why I love it. I love to use it as kind of a closing for readings, because it's perfect. So let's get a final message from the cosmos for Leo, please, in their highest good, always in their highest good. Let's get a final message for them for these energies coming in the next month or so. Month-ish, I like to say. It's definitely not following the calendar. I allow myself to give love. Did you not just get this card? Like, allow yourself to give love, yes, but also allow yourself anytime you are engaging anyone to respond from this heart space, from love. Allow yourself to give love. Okay. Allow yourself to, this is a good mantra too. I allow myself to give love. Give love to the people that are the hardest to love. Okay. And that's not to say you're giving your energy away. It's just responding to them from your heart space versus lower than that, where you're angry at them or you resent them or you're afraid of them or you're, afraid of how they might respond or you feel responsible for their response. That's all. We're shedding all of that. Okay. Just respond to them from your heart space and walk away if you need to, or get on with your day, whatever it takes. So that's your beautiful reading, Leo. Whew. I got to do another one yet, and it's midnight. Oh, well, it's okay. I love doing this. I could do them all night long. If I didn't need sleep, that would be perfect. So thank you for joining me. I hope this helps. Again, watch your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. I am getting all the fire signs done today. I just have Sag left tonight, which is my sun in the Ophiuchus 13 Zodiac system. If you have not generated your chart using the 13 Zodiac system, there is a link below for a website that will generate that chart for you. It does not give explanations. It's just the chart. So you might have to do a little research on how to read it. But all you really need to know at this point for my, for oracle readings, for these purposes is sun, moon, rising, and Venus. And those are easy to find. But, your chart could be totally different. And a lot of people are, say, oh, I resonate more with the 12s. Great. These readings still apply. Okay. If you're a Leo sun in the 12 Zodiac system, this reading is for you. Okay. If you were called to watch it, then it's for you. There is a nugget of wisdom for you. But if you did get some, a small nugget of wisdom, you feel like someone with Leo in their charts would benefit, please share, subscribe if you haven't yet. But, point them to their, or, share a link to, if they're not Leo, share a link to their sun, moon, rising, Venus, whatever resonates with you. Okay. But, try to get these messages out, because what I try to do is not bring fear of the future. Oh my God, this is coming. And what am I going to do? But is to show you what's coming for you and give you the guidance that you need to navigate it, because there is no reason that we should be suffering or struggling anymore. Okay. We should be able to soar through this energy, because we are far enough along on this journey where we are owning our energy. We're owning our healing path, right? We're owning our own healing, and we're taking care of business now. And so it's getting easier and easier to heal. Life is not necessarily getting easier and easier, but the healing journey should be getting easier and easier for you. I mean, it definitely is for me. That doesn't mean that I am happy, go lucky every day, but it's definitely noticeably easier when things come up for me to heal, because I have the tools now. Okay. So there's no reason for you to drown when you can walk on the water. They say, oh, go with the flow, ride the waves. Riding the waves, great. If that's where you're at, ride the waves. We should be able to walk on that goddamn water. We should be able to walk right across the top of that. Waves or not, we should be able to just walk like the calm in the storm we came here to be. So, all right, Leo, time for you to really connect to that fire energy in the next 4 to 5, 6 weeks. Okay. You're going to be going through a huge rebirth. Allow that death to happen and allow yourself to grieve. Allow yourself to grieve, even if it's going to be things where once you get to the other side of it, you're going to realize how bad they were for you, how much they were blocking you, how much they were keeping you from moving forward. But at the same time, you still have to allow yourself to be sad about it. Okay. It's understandable. It's all we've known for so long. And we are shedding it for ancestral lines back to the beginning. So thank you for joining me. I will see you next month. We'll see what's coming after that, but enjoy the next 4 to 5 weeks. You've got a lot of beautiful stuff coming, a lot of soul family coming in. Enjoy it. Just allow it. Surrender, embrace. I love you.